The ribbon cutting for this project. I'm not going to speak too long. I'm just going to be your MC and try to move things along. We have a handful of speakers today that will have a lot of good things to say about this project and what it means to the area. One thing I will tell you is when we started envisioning this project, it was 2004. So no gray hair, no aches and pains, no thoughts of retirement. But here we are, 19 years later, and we've had a successful project. So I'm glad to turn this over right now for our first speaker, Jen Furman, our Deputy County Executive. She's got some words to say, and we'll keep moving on until we can cut that ribbon. Jen, thank you.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks, everyone. Good morning, and thank you all for being here. Despite, I guess, what I would call drizzle. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay. Good. I'm excited and honored to join you all here today this morning to celebrate the completion of the Connector Road project and the opening of the roadway and bridge. With the completion of this $24.9 million federal and state funded project, we now have a new roadway and bridge, 2 modern roundabouts, improvements to Old Ithaca Road, a new railroad crossing and paving on Wygant Road, and improvements to the Horseheads levee. The roadway provides direct access from I-86 via State Route 13 to the industrial park. This helps remove truck traffic from local roads and provides for the efficient movement of goods. With Southern Tier Logistics investing heavily in the industrial facility and other businesses continuing to operate and grow here, the project is an investment not only in local infrastructure, a significant investment, but also in the economic future of Chemung County. We support and appreciate these businesses for the positive impact they have on our community. I'm also excited to tell you that despite starting in 2004, the project is finishing ahead of schedule. Well, not starting, it was conceptualized in 2004. The project is finishing ahead of schedule and also under budget. 2 things I think we can all agree are a rarity these days, so we're very proud of that. I'd like to thank a few people in particular. Andy Avery, our County DPW Commissioner, for his vision on this project, and his staff for their dedication, professionalism, and hard work. I'd also like to thank our many state and federal partners at DOT and FTA, and many others that helped make this day possible, including other elected officials who represent our region, Horseheads officials, STAG and ECTC, and many others who I'm probably not naming. I'd also like to thank Erdman Anthony Associates, Dalrymple Gravel and Contracting, and Ramsey Construction for their work on the project. It's a tremendous success, and all of you should be very proud of yourselves. Great job, and we're really appreciative. So thank you all for joining us today, and thank you to everyone who helped make today possible. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Andy to introduce the rest of our speakers today. Thank you. Great job, Andy. Thank you.
Is there a power button here? Did she push? There you go.
Thank you, Jen. So next up, our next speaker is Brian Kelly. He's the NYSDOT, or New York State Department of Transportation Region 6 Director. I've known Brian a long time, and that's a good thing. I will say that he's one of the good guys when it comes to making projects happen and working with local governments. You don't always see that in state agencies, so I am very happy to introduce Brian and hear his remarks on the project.
Thank you, Andy. So I'm an engineer, and as you might imagine, as a group, that means we like to build things, right? Build roads and bridges. When we look at this beautiful completed project like this, we rightly tend to focus on the great work done by the people that actually built it, our 2 contractors, Dalrymple and Ramsey. They did a great job. Thank you. Well done to all involved. However, I also wanted to look back a little bit in time before the folks were out here actually building it. Andy said that it was a concept in 2004. I've been involved in this one since 2008 when we first started spending some money on some design concepts So 15 years, right? The first 8 years after that was just some initial design work and struggling to find some money to build the project. And in fact, in 2016, we had paperwork ready to go to terminate the project, to close it out and never revisit it, the project. We're approaching a federal 10-year limit on that planning phase. So that didn't happen, right? And I would like to extend a thank you also to all of our elected officials for securing and prioritizing the funding to make a project like this happen, as well as all the other projects that we do to maintain and build our system. In particular, I'd like to thank our state electeds and Senator O'Meara in particular for helping get this project off the ground and the funding to make it happen. If you haven't been involved in a larger project like this, you might not be able to imagine how complicated it can be to get everything from A to Z, to get it from birth to life. This one was even more complicated, particularly because of the levy involvement that's behind, that Andy mentioned is the first phase. That levy forced us to split this project into 2 separate phases and to spend only state money on the levy phase, because the feds wouldn't let us spend the state dollars on that phase. Just an example of one of the many types of complications it takes to bring something like this to completion. So in addition to recognizing our electeds and thanking the contractors involved, I'd also like to thank, as has already happened, all the other folks, the consultants, the DOT staff, and the county staff that got us through all those hoops and made this happen. Looks great. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Kevin Meindl, Chemung County's County Planning Commissioner, to talk a little bit about what this project means.
Can you hear me okay? So thank you all for inviting me today and sharing this occasion. This project goes back many years, as we've heard today, 2004, 2009, long before my time as director of ECTC. And today I'm here to celebrate this with those that made this happen that are here with us today. This connector road was first identified by ECTC in the 2009 Long Range Transportation Plan, almost 15 years ago. 15 years of bureaucracy, paperwork, approvals, funding, contracting, design engineering, and finally construction. Rome was definitely not built in a day, and neither was this road. I commend the vision and applaud the elected officials who saw the potential for this. That 15-year process from initial planning and visioning to ribbon cutting is what it takes, and that's why these guys deserve so much credit. It's a big project, it takes a big team, and a lot of hard work and perseverance. We are also celebrating a testament to the critical role that transportation planning plays in cultivating economic development and shaping the future of our community. Thoughtful and strategic transportation planning is the cornerstone of economic development. It knits together communities, facilitates the movement of goods and services, and literally paves the way for businesses to thrive and flourish. I am happy and grateful for those who worked on this project and inspired to seek what new connections we can make and what new partnerships we can form. As we embark on creating a new long-range transportation plan, what is the next 15-year project of this or even greater magnitude? I congratulate you all and hope you will join me on a journey to plan what is next. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Next up, we have Joe Roman, Executive Director of STEG and the IDA.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Andy. I will be brief, and Kevin just kind of hit on it, and I appreciate it. This kind of infrastructure project is something that is always needed when we're trying to do economic development, whether it's roads and bridges, whether it's electrical infrastructure, whether it's pipes in the ground. This allows organizations such as Southern Tier Economic Growth and the Chemung County IDA to recruit new businesses to the area, as well as our existing businesses to make them grow, prosper, and expand. So stuff like this, projects like this, are absolutely critical and essential to economic development what we do. So we appreciate it on behalf of both organizations. Tom, Chris and Phil Palmisano, they've always been there for us, not only this project, but other projects we worked on. And I really want to, extend my thanks to the state, to the county, and obviously the federal government for putting this together and allowing us to do what we need to do in Chemung County to grow and to prosper. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Next, we have Don Fisher, the Town of Horseheads Supervisor.
Thank you. And again, I'd like to reiterate, thank everybody on this project, past and present. It's been long overdue, and I know my residents on Old Ithaca Road and Ridge Road are looking forward to this opening to reduce the truck traffic. And I want to especially thank the Southern Tier Logistics and everybody for that railroad crossing. My phone hasn't rang in a while about the potholes on the railroad crossing, but it is still nice to see it and everything else. And on a second note, I'd really like to thank Ramsey Construction. Being in the fire service for 51 years, we run a lot of EMS calls and fire calls out here, and their staff was so professional in getting our emergency services through without any delay. So again, I want to thank you, and I know the residents are looking forward to moving these cones, Andy. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Next, we have Jesse Pieto from Congressman Langworthy's office. Jesse drove here from Clarence, New York. I should have had him pick up my grandkids on the way. That would have been fun.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hello, everybody. I think I earned the badge for longest commute, but I'm not bragging about it. So, I'm here with our colleague Sharon Murphy, who runs our Corning office. My name is Jesse Prieto, and I am the Deputy Chief of Staff to Congressman Nick Langworthy. Proud to be here representing him today. Thank you to everyone who worked to make this project a great success. Too rarely can people in government say that things came in early, ahead of schedule, and under budget. So I think everybody here deserves a round of applause right off the bat for a great job done. This federally and state-funded infrastructure project will help make travel and commerce more efficient and accessible, and serves as a critical artery for shipping, especially with our friends who have made a huge economic footprint and investment in this community at Southern Tier Logistics. Congressman Nick Langworthy serves a big district, and he spends a lot of time in the car. So seeing new road and new infrastructure here is a great, important investment and success story here in upstate New York, and we look forward to a lot more ribbon cuttings for new roads and connectors here in upstate New York. Thank you to Chemung County Executive Chris Moss and the Public Works and your counterparts at New York State Department of Transportation, to the contractors, everybody who put in the real work. You have a great team of leadership representing you in Albany, in Senator Tom O'Mara, Assemblyman Phil Palmisano, and Assemblyman Chris Friend. Thank you for your dedication to this community and your leadership in Albany, getting this job done. Congressman Nick Langworthy is proud to represent this community and will always fight for the needs of the taxpayers, whether it be infrastructure or otherwise. Congratulations to everybody, and drive safe. I also have a certificate on from the Congressman to Chemung County, which I'll present to you. So, thank you.
Next, we have Chris Friend, New York State Assemblyman. Chris. I will add that Chris is one of our many champions who are all here today that fight for additional local highway funding for us in Albany. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Andy. Well, thanks, Andy. Just to give a little perspective on how long this has been, we've had 4 county legislative chairs since this project started, 2 county executives, yet only 1 commissioner of public works, Andy Avery. This is definitely a great opportunity, a great time for Horseheads, for Chemung County. Hopefully this will provide more safety, better quality of life, and greater opportunities for the entire region, with the holding point having opportunity to grow and expand. Southern Tier Logistics, one of the great tenants that's there. So a fabulous day, and just appreciative to be able to be here with everybody early and looking out for the taxpayers. I want to thank the New York State Department of Transportation, Chemung County Public Highway, all of the engineers and contractors that worked on this project for for looking out for those taxpayers and coming in under budget. Congratulations and thanks for everything that you've done for us.
Thank you, Chris. Next, we have New York State Assemblyman Phil Palmisano, another one of our champions in Albany that we really work closely with to get that extra local funding, whether it's CHIPS, Pave New York, or any of the new local highway fund sources. Thank you, Phil.
Good morning, everyone. I know it's kind of an overcast, cloudy day, but make no mistake, the sun is shining through here in Chemung County with the completion of this project. I won't talk a lot. I just want to say a few thanks. Firstly, I want to start with the contractors, Ramsey and Dalrymple. Great job on your team, your employees, on bringing this project to completion. This is a win-win. I also want to thank Federal Highway Administration, New York State Department of Transportation, and Chemung County for your collaboration on this great project. Projects like this don't just happen. You heard how long it's taken to bring this project to fruition. Also want to say thank you to Chemung County for your perseverance and persistence and patience to see this project through to completion. We all know the benefits this is going to bring to the region. Having this access, direct access off the interstate to bring truck traffic right into the industrial park is a win-win. It's going to help spur economic development and job creation. It's going to help ease truck traffic in the local communities. That's a positive, that's a win-win. So I just want to say thank you to everyone in Southern Tier Logistics for your continued investment in this community and what you continue to do. And this is a collaboration, this is a partnership, and when we see things like this happen, that helps lead to success and is just going to lead for brighter things for Chemung County and our region. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Assemblyman. Finally, I'd like to introduce Senator Tom O'Mara, again, one of our great champions in Albany. Without the help of the Senator and the two Assemblymen, we would not have the highway funding. And they are not just advocating for Chemung County and their area, they're advocating for additional local highway funding across the state. And we're really appreciative of that fact. Senator?
Thank you, Andy. It's great to be here today to see this project come to completion. We've worked on this for a long, long time, and it's taken teamwork that we've heard about today, endurance and persistence to get this done. Now, this is frankly one of the larger chunks of funding that I've been able to participate in to help produce to bring this for this connector road. Working with Brian, who we spoke with a lot years ago on getting this together, and Phil and Chris, and working on that. And as Andy said, Phil, Chris, and I, we're really leaders in Albany on local road funding, and working to get that for our counties, towns, villages, for their local roads, and it's extremely important. This project is going to be transformational for this area. It's both public safety in getting trucks off of residential roads and economic development to help further develop the holding point over here with really a new partner, the primary owner and operator, Southern Tier Logistics, in the holding point area. A lot of investment having been made already, and many other businesses over there. A lot of room for growth and expansion. So it is really a great combination of safety and economic development that we're seeing here today. I'm just very proud to be a part of it. Thank you, Andy, for your leadership and oversight and management of this project and helping to get it done on time and under budget can't be overstated enough in this day and age. So our contractors involved, Ramsey, Dalrymple, great work. Beautiful job here. Thank you for getting it done on time and under budget. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Okay, before we move to the actual ribbon cutting, I did want to have a few shout outs to people that were important to this project. First, I want to thank former ECTC Director Jim Mary. He's been retired for several years, but consider him a great friend, and I'm glad he could be with us. He really pushed this project at the beginning, and without him, we wouldn't be standing here today. Also, I'd like to thank Mike Miner and Chris Ramsey from Ramsey Constructors. Their professionalism day in, day out is what made this project tick as we built it over the last year and a half. And also Roger O'Toole and Paul Pursuti from Erdman Anthony. Their guidance during design and during inspection was just, it was right on target. So thank you. I really appreciate you, gentlemen. Finally, I'd like to thank County Executive Chris Moss. Chris was intimately involved in this project. What you don't see behind the scenes are the complaints you get during construction. Chris was aware of those. Many times he would come out, meet with me, look at it, just to make sure that things were going to go smooth for the residents and the businesses along the corridor. So Chris was really a key part of making this project happen. He's sorry he couldn't be here today, but I did want to thank him for everything he did to make this happen. So with that, Roger and I are going to hold the ribbon, and we've got enough ribbon to stretch the bridge. So all of our speakers are invited to come up for that. Just one last shout out. We also have a couple of elected officials here who didn't want to come up to the microphone. So I want to thank our legislative chair, Mark Margerson, for attending, and also Village of Horseheads Mayor Rob Maloney. Thank you, gentlemen.
I need to stand next to the photo. Oh, there it goes. Thanks.
On three. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, just stack them up.
So thank you for attending, everyone. We are going to be opening up the far end for exit, so any of the vehicles here can go across the bridge and exit. We'll also be opening up that end. Our contractor will be opening up the road here shortly. So thank you for coming. Have a great day. Stay safe and hopefully dry.
It might go up to that end.